You spend all this time making content.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
All right, all right. What's up tout le monde? J'espère que nous en forme. Okay. Welcome everybody. So basically I stopped the stream on Twitch and Facebook, guys, because I already received the message from OBS. So I don't want to see the same thing that happened before yesterday. Okay. So let's talk about today's price action, guys. Okay. So basically the yellow box, it's manipulation. Okay. So don't be surprised. Okay. So that was a manipulation. We can see we manipulate this low. I mean, we break it and we reversed right after that. So that's a manipulation. And then right here, we can see yesterday we manipulated that high and then we drop lower. So now it's like we are in the middle of two manipulations. Okay. In the higher time frame, we can see how price manipulate and then reverse, manipulate and reverse, which tells us that we are in a potential consolidation. Okay, because we can see we had this high, we manipulated, we had this high, we manipulated. Okay, and then we drop down lower, we manipulate this low, and then we manipulate these highs. So it's like the market is stay inside of this range since the range we have on January 6th, we stay inside of it. Every time we break, we manipulate and then we drop lower. So that indicates us that we are in a consolidation. As you can see in the 4-hour, for example, we can see what's going on right here. So of course we had a big movement to the downside. Remember what I told you recently in the Discord. This is something I've studied. Okay, this is something I have data about. When the market has left so many lows of days open, when the market will take them, for example, when the market will drop lower, I basically don't expect to see price manipulate the first one or the second one. Most of the time, the market will just drop massively. So now we had a massive sell-off, and then we create another manipulation, okay, and then react. So basically, as of right now, the market reacted from the 50% of the previous monthly range, as you can see, which means we drop down again to the discount of the previous monthly range, and then we create that reaction, as you can see. And then we also, this manipulation also helps the market to move from discount to premium of the 50% of the previous weekly range. Okay, so that was the previous weekly high somewhere. That was the previous weekly low. No, that was the previous weekly low. Okay, and then that was the previous weekly high, and then that's the 50%. And we can see the market keep doing manipulation. Okay, so which means it's not a market to take position to hold yet. If you're doing swing, it's not the right moment right now. Okay, I will probably wait for more data as more price action. Okay, so now let's talk about the daily context, because that's the most important thing. Okay, so basically we can see price is moving to the upside. Okay, price is moving to the upside, and we can clearly see that the market is bullish. Okay, because we had a nice expansion above the daily open. That's very easy to understand. Okay, and then the low is not set. Okay, yes, we can say the low has reacted from the 50% of the previous weekly range. We can say we react from this gap, but the low is not set. That's not what I considered as manipulation. So basically we are in a bonds context, and then in the bonds context we already know what can happen. Okay, we already know what can happen. So basically we have to wait for price build liquidity, okay, and create an expansion. All right, and then after that, find a manipulation to attack those liquidity. That's exactly what we talked about yesterday in the market breakdown. I don't know if you remember, and then that's exactly what happened. So basically market build liquidity, especially on ES was the nicest one. Market build liquidity, moving higher, create an expansion, and then drop lower. That's what happened in this context. When the low is not set and it's not a target neither, I can't say that's a target. That's not a low resistance low. That's not a low resistance. That's not an equal low. So basically it's not a target. So, and then right now we can see how price is moving to the upside. So now my main concern is imbalance of higher time frame. Okay, my main concern is higher time frame imbalances, because yes, I know what to expect in this context, but basically I don't have any higher time frame imbalances to find. I don't have any higher time frame imbalance to say that. I don't remember, but I don't have any higher time frame imbalances, or I to wait for the reaction to go lower. So basically, when I don't have a higher time frame imbalance, I prefer to stay away majority of the time. Okay, because yes, I'm gonna work with a 15 minutes imbalance or 5-minute imbalance, but I have to find an upside an higher time frame imbalance first, right? So basically we don't have it right here. So yes, if I'm trying to zoom, we can talk about this target, or like, I mean, this gap, sorry. Yes, we can talk about this gap, but when we drop to the lower time frame, it's literally nothing. Okay, I would rather consider this gap, okay, than this gap right here than that one. Okay, so I don't really have a nice imbalance. So the fact that we don't really have a nice imbalance, the next imbalance or gap we have in the higher time frame that I really can consider is this H4. Okay, this same imbalance right there we had since last week, and we can see our price keep rejecting it. That's why I say when I have an imbalance, I'm gonna consider it until the market disrespected it. Okay, if the market never disrespected, I'm still gonna consider this imbalance. I'm still gonna consider this imbalance because this imbalance can create reaction. Okay, until we went through it, we can create reaction. So basically, that's a day high. That's a day high plus the imbalance. Okay, which means that's basically can consider it as a sell area. Okay, that can consider as a potential area to sell this entire area, but that would require an upside expansion. Okay, and that will require the market to break this high too. Okay, I don't know if you remember what we talked about yesterday in the market breakdown. I told you what I expect for the day is to see market do something like this, build liquidity and drop lower, and potentially keep going higher. So it's basically the same thing. Nothing has changed, but the only thing is, like, we are in this context, and in this context I like to, I mean, in this context we're gonna wait for price to build liquidity. Okay, potential build liquidity and create an expansion, and then after that expansion we can find a short opportunity to go lower and attack this liquidity. And again, this movement might be just a retracement in a higher time frame to keep going higher easily. Okay, or let's say we build liquidity, and then we have a downside expansion and the market left some upside objectives. So in this case, I don't think I will touch the market without manipulate or break this area, because 25,673.75, it's on the table. Okay, and as of right now, I could have found an opportunity to go lower, but I don't really have a nice imbalance in the higher time frame. That's why I don't consider selling here. Okay, because we build liquidity right here. We started to build liquidity, just gonna wait, and then we already have a downside objective right here. So any short opportunity might just drop lower to take both of them. Okay, so we're gonna wait and see, guys. So on ES, same thing. This yellow box, it's not something new. Okay, just I was doing my analysis, and I just used the yellow box I used to use for mitigation, just to identify these two manipulation. Okay, as you can see, the market keep doing that from highs to lows. Okay, I put this in gray. Okay, so basically from high to low, we can see our price. We manipulate this low, we manipulate this high, we manipulate this low, we manipulate this high. So basically the market just telling us we are in a consolidation in higher time frame. And when I say higher time frame, if we just watch the 4 hour, for example, you see that's basically a consolidation, because the market keep dropping lower manipulate lows and moving higher manipulate highs and keep doing that. So there is no big movement in the higher time frame yet so far. Okay, that doesn't mean we can trade. Yesterday we shorted that one, and the day before we talked about where the market might potentially set the low, and we can see how price reacted right here. Okay, and on Tuesday, remember that short movement to the downside? That was nice. So yeah, let me check the chat. So yeah, let's pay attention to YM now. Not really interested on YM since yesterday, because I don't remember in the breakdown yesterday we said that might create an upside move. Okay, because I was waiting for price to set a low right here, and we got the low, and then the market just created an expansion to the upside. So basically right now we can consider this manipulation. We can see how price manipulate these highs, and then that's the current daily open. Just watch it on 1 hour, 4 hour. We got it right here. We got it like that. And again, same thing. We manipulate previous daily low right here. Okay, we manipulate previous daily high right here. We manipulate previous daily low right here. We manipulate previous daily high right here. We manipulate previous daily low right here, and then again we had another manipulation in previous daily high. The market shows us that we are in a consolidation in higher time frame. Okay, ça va veut dire si mal in a lower time frame and then try prendre position, m'a jeune position. Ça va veut dire daily context va pas position, mais l'important pour comprendre ça market la fait dans higher time frame. OK, pour pas prendre position, pour chercher à juste dans la ligne, ou bien pour prendre position pour mener juste dans magma en bas terre. You have to understand what the market is doing in higher time frame. Okay, so basically that was the previous day range. That's the 50%. That's the low. Okay, so now the current high of day looks like the high has been set. So now to go where? That's the thing. To go where? We had an accumulation right here, but we don't really have a low resistance low. The market manipulate right there. So that's the question, to go where? And that's why I didn't trade YM this week. Because yes, that created a big movement, but I didn't have target. Yes, that created a big movement, no target. And let's not talking about what happened here. Crazy. We were here. We were in the stream. We were live when the market was doing all of these shenanigans. And then move higher. And then manipulation again. So, well, that might be a continuation to just go lower. But to attack what? To attack what? That's my problem with YM, bro. And even though we don't have a target, the market can just drop lower and comes below the low of January 28. Yeah. Not 28, January 8. So yeah, you can have something like this. Okay, nice manipulation. We dropped any retracement. Okay, any retracement in the next hour because it's 9:54. Okay, 954. Any retracement in the next hour might be a continue. We don't even have an imbalance on M15 yet. Let's check M5. Not even on M5, bro. Okay. So yeah, that might be something, but that's not the high probability trade I want to take right now. So okay, ES now is moving to the downside, and Q is moving to the downside too. So how they gonna hold this manipulation? Or they gonna hold this manipulation? And so now a little bit of consolidation, not a big retracement, and then we drop lower now. But like I said, I didn't have like something in the higher time frame, an imbalance in the higher time frame. Okay, so now if the market is dropping lower, that's gonna be on the table. 25,672.75. That's gonna be on the table right now. Okay. And yes, let's check. Probably same thing on ES. Probably the same thing on ES. Just gonna watch price. It's Friday. I'm done for the week. If I have to take a trade, the trade has to be like high probability. So we also have this H4 imbalance. Okay, so just like on NQ, just like on ES, on YM also, we are in the middle of these two. Ça peut choisir ça encore. That's a manipulation right here, and then we can say that's a manipulation right here, but again, no nice imbalance. We can just talk about this gap basically on the daily, but okay, just like in QNES, we are in the middle of two manipulation right here. So one of them might be disrespected, but most of the time in this situation, and again it's Friday, the market might stay here for the entire day. Might stay in the middle of them for the entire day. So let's just wait and see. Big drop. Drop on NQ. I got 100 people on YouTube. It's crazy. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. So yeah, that's a talk. I think the market right now is about to attack this target, but it's not a high probability in my opinion right now. It's almost 10. Any retracement on YM might be an opportunity to go lower, because right now the YM tell us the high has been set. Yes, not really. I don't like it. NQ, yes, we had a nice manipulation over the high of London, I can say. Not the best here. So yeah. That's it. That's it. I'm just gonna watch price with you guys, and if you find an opportunity that respect your plan, you can just take it. You can just take it. I had to do something. I took my phone before the session, but normalement pas supposé mon téléphone nan avant si toute la session ba fini. I had to do something this morning. Okay, like I said, any retracement on some top trade, top plus trade, YM, pyramid Shanghai lan set lan, but nous allons target ça sur NQ, and then 3S, sorry, and then NQ potentially target ça too, que nous build here. That's good, Philistine. That's good. You talk about this manipulation, the Asian low, the Asian low right here. Not bad. Not bad. How the 4-hour candle close? Well, Echo Flash. So you can like take the trades if you okay. Let's say you wanna have a low or high set and the target, and then you have the low set and the high set, and you don't have a target. You know, you might be okay. You might say, okay, I'm gonna take the trades, but I'm gonna reduce my risk. Okay, but do not exit the trade. Do not close the trade. That's not a good habit, and I've been talking about this. Okay, take the trade and reduce your risk. That's better than take it and close it like after like just let's say 10 points, not even 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, just because you didn't have a target. So before you took that trade, you knew you didn't have a target. What is that, bro? Oh, that's why I mean, get the phone number, women. Let me just turn off this thing. No, I don't know my telephone now, I know, man. But my thing is not important. So, yeah. Prefer réduire risque au lieu comme si pour juste être dans position à courir sortir. OK? Pas apprendre mon sortir dans trade. OK? Because li pas en bon habitude. Li pas en bon habitude. So t'es assumé ou t'as pris un risque là, just continue à respecter plan. Si c'est 1 pour 2 qui t'est là, c'est 1 pour 3 qui t'est là. Alors, I don't know. You might. Ça m'a dit là, qu'est-ce que c'est l'autre fait? Qu'est-ce que c'est l'autre fait? I don't know. Ouais, c'est l'autre fait. Mais mouvement close trade là en pile fois c'est une réaction par émotion liée. Ça veut dire que son mouvement que vous fait par rapport avec émotion and then nous close trade là. And that's why bah deux fois dit monde pas close trade là. Il y a une décision qui prédéfinie pour chaque action, pour chaque résultat market, pour chaque bail qui a passé dans le market là. Ça veut dire qu'avant de prendre position, on doit dire OK, mais qui côté ma break even, mais qui côté ma push, mais qui côté ma move stop loss, mais qui côté ma fait trailing stop, mais qui côté ma retirer contrat, ma ajouter contrat, etc. But en pile fois nous prédisons. Alors, ce que tu fais 1 pour 2, that's good, bro. That's good. 1 to 2, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. But moi-même, personnellement, pas. Highs are nice. Highs are nice. The high has been said, but I don't have target. Ça, pas get target, but this one, I don't. Manque information qui est important là. Manque information qui est important là. Just like on ES, manque information qui est important là. So that's why I'm just have got the price. Just have got the price. Okay. Et ça, c'est pas pour un retracement. Après ça, pour nous drop lower. Pour nous aller pour 25,673.75. That might be the case. Okay. Because remember, I told you, when the market is moving to the downside and coming close to a upside objective, okay, what's gonna happen? People are gonna be impatient right here. Okay, people are gonna be impatient right here. Remember, right in this area, we had sell stop order, we had buy limit order, and we had a bunch of order right here. So people that's waiting for price to break or retest or whatever, they are impatient. They're gonna start taking trades right before, even before the market gives them the confirmation. That's why every time the market is approaching a target, you're gonna see the market pause a little bit just to test our patience. All right, the market will just test our patience in these areas before moving to the downs, before taking the liquidity. Okay. Let's talk about yesterday. I don't know if you watched yesterday breakdowns, and when we talked about the that's ES, right? When we talked about this context, see market see the wait for market to build liquidity and then create an expansion and then to attack this liquidity after that, right? As you can see, when the market was very close to the target, what happened? The market take a break. Okay, we came very close right here, very close to the target. The market reacted because remember I told you people trading demand and supply, people were trading break and retest. They will consider this as a retest, so we're gonna have a bunch of order right here. And again, I'm not saying the way they are trading is wrong, I'm not saying that. Okay, it's just understanding the movement of algorithms in the market, you know, where we have liquidity, pending orders and stuff like that. Okay. So it's just a watch party today. Just a watch party today. Just watching price. For me, at least. What's that, bro? M'a vle gen informasyon ki inutil nan graf mwen. This low is on the table right here, right now. We can check. That was the hourly open at 10. Where's 10? That's 10 a.m. That's the hourly open. And then the market moved to the upside. We tap inside of this imbalance. And then we reverse right away. That might be the high of the hour. And then for the market to keep dropping lower. But the fact that the first opening candle is like we have rejection on both sides, it will be better to see a break below this low. But again, I'm not gonna take this trade because I'm not gonna take it. It's not high probability. And let's check ES. That's the opening. Yes, basically it's the opposite. Okay, instead of having a break to the downside, we have a break to the upside. That's the opening right here. Okay, that's the 50% of the previous day range, and we can see our price react. Is that gonna be the move to go lower? I don't know. I'm just asking, guys. Yeah, I'm about trade because partner ki nice no zoom. Okay. Deva la pa clean ba forcé ba mettre tête moi nan ba di tête moi m'obligé trade jodi m'ka montrer nous OK voilà mais ça moi market l'en fait OK I understand what's going on but maintenant est-ce que li assez pour me prendre position that really so and then what très belle position hier man but il demande patience OK that short on ES bro man you know the pile patience. Real quick, remember the disclaimer. Yep. That's on the table. And on ES, again, that's on the table. And YM, qui c'est censé asset qui dit nous que dans cette là, still rete dans mi-temps. So basically, that's basically why, I mean, raison qui fait comme si qui a fait YM pas drop automatiquement genre l'autre yo, you don't have a target. Okay. NQ you had that one, so bingo. All right, we took this target. take this target. So that's an imbalance. That's good. Trap as well. Share the trade to the community. That's good. Account just pass. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. That's what I like. That's what I like. Manipulation YM nan ki pi bel, c'est li ki pa vle descend. Yes. Manipulation is gorgeous. It's nice. But rappelons que market là arrive non 50% previous day range, hein? Qui can be là. So we might have another distribution right here before we drop lower, if we're gonna drop lower, because Mbago can target comme raison pour me dire que target pour me dire que like ça c'est raison que vous voulez faire mal lower, okay? And whatever one qui sell ES or NQ, it's because we are the target, okay? We are the target, right? But YM target, man. Okay. So, and pour moi, l'eau ça tout. L'eau ça avec Mbain H4 might create something. Okay. So yeah, all right. You see, same thing again. We had a target. The market came close to it. We paused a little bit. Okay. Why? You have testé patience trader. The market always gonna pause when we are close to the target, and basically even sometimes people that traded this movement, I mean us, when the market arrives very close to the target like that, and even me sometimes I close the trade when I start to see some reaction. Not close the trade, but I move my stop. I do trading stop very aggressive to make sure that I cash out 80% of the profit, okay? Because I know this area, we have a lot of liquidity, we have a lot of pending orders. So when the market will come here, if people that's waiting for price to break and retest, they're not gonna wait for the break. You see, they see this big movement, they like, okay, let's short. Okay, people that had this area as, I don't know, support or demand or whatever, well, the market will activate their orders too. And people that had stop loss in this area, the market will activate their orders too. Which means every time the market has created these areas, we know we had a lot of pending orders right here. That's why they're on the table to attack. Okay, the market will attack these areas. Okay, the market will always attack these areas, but we're gonna pause. Why? Why we pause here? And that's not the first time. We've been talking about this. Why we pause here? Let's check this out. Oh no, that's not gonna be any reaction. Previous daily low. Ce n'est pas le previous daily low. And again, asset qui va nous pi bel manipulation now. Just beaucoup drop. Shares lot, whoa, I guess. No, I am. That's why I am. That's why I am. The high has been set. The high has been set, and then we drop lower. And then, like I said, any retracement in the next hour candle might be the continuation. Might be an opportunity to keep going lower. That's what I said. But to attack what? We don't really have something nice. 25,562. Yeah, I got it here. That's a nice question, because I was watching it. I'm like, can I consider this as a target? Well, it's 7 point. That's too much, and they're not close enough. Okay, they're not close. Right? Anybody that consider this as target, I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but that's not close enough. Okay, but the trace trend line. That's just a trend line. That's not target. But peut-être longtemps dès qu'on fait ça, but de jour en jour n'a vinn plus précis. So maybe if we had something like this, okay, t'as vraiment considéré as target. That's why link va bleu. Pas well as a target, sauf que les nous nan higher time frame, bro. Les nous nan higher time frame, and then nous là, ou dit que ça son target. In reality, no. In reality, no. So yeah, we have Favensley that just passed a challenge. That's what we do here. Mais donc, tu fais pour Favensley, mes amis. Hein, comment on fait chiche comme ça? Comment on fait chiche comme ça? And the fact that si m'ta gen une opportunité m'a prendre c'est tap sou YM li son ba suicidaire net. I mean, it's not clean enough for me. Tellement aimé les ba yo clean. Ça ça pas clean assez pour moi. Ok, oui, yo manipulé as bon, yo réagi as un high là. But what's next, bro? Market là consolidé. So, oui, nous carrions l'autre distribution là and then nous keep dropping lower. But si m'do moi ouais ça nice pour m'entrer dans opportunité, nah. It's lack of it's not nice. Then yeah, ça looks better, but the best is YM. Okay. So now we have the hourly open right here. Okay. Pas gon target. Si m'de gon target, that basically rated on soit hourly candle ça or next hourly candle ba mon confirmation pour m'aller lower. OK? Nous déjà réagi sur IC candle ça. So ça c'est 11h, right? So bon, bougie 10h 11h a gete montré nous que capable gagner rien parce que la gete 10h30. Normalement 10h30 pas 10h30 ou t'as supposé commencer à réagir pour aller lower en bas hourly open là. Si c'est 7 ou t'as 7 high là pour continuer drop. OK? So 10h30 nous là. So si 10h45 pour là même. Just read it in next hour candle and probably next hour candle car font petit manipulation tout petit et puis bah nous en confirmation pour nous drop lower. OK? Si m'te gon target qui était nice, m'tap continuer monitoring YM pendant la journée. Ça m'tap fait. M'tap continuer monitoring YM pendant la journée because this highs is the cleanest one. I saw it's the cleanest one. I prefer it to ES and I prefer it to NQ. NQ are nice too, but okay. Donc là, les 32, bon, beaucoup trop tard. Si que market la get montre que bon voilà, m'a cassé chavier sur un bar li open là, and then just wait for maybe imbalance are inverted. Wait for imbalance are inverted and then take a trade. Highland Castle peut-être hourly open là ou bien comme ça son week mettez là-dedans et puis qu'on y a what qu'on target qu'on y a c'est qui ça comme target. That's the thing et ça c'est question qui est important pour moi pour m'attaquer qui ça. OK. Pour m'attaquer qui ça? Dans le jeu de scénario ça, c'est soit ou pas entrer ou du moins ou entrer et puis ou réduire sous au maximum que possible. Because par gon côté pour aller c'est ça tout gon password pour la madame. Par gon côté pour aller c'est la plus belle bagarre autant aimé ouais fait. OK. Et la plus belle bagarre autant aimé ouais fait. Okay. So now the fact that you break Lee massively and then you buy inverted la, that's a nice confirmation to short, bro. That's a nice confirmation to short. Okay. So you either take it or reduce your risk and buy market like enough space too. Okay. Yeah, Mbama do like Haisa qui plus safe, but that's 300 points. T'as considéré Haisa, ou bien on peut considérer hourly high là. And then Yeah. And then, I don't know, monitoring price, gade ki jan market la comporte el, since nou pa gon target, and I don't know, maybe là, or là, c'est qu'on a essayé de garder. Rit gade, rit suivre pour ki kote market la ka prale, man. And again, I'm not a financial advisor for Metel Bono. Okay. I have to do this. It's the law. On you can see it's the law. The law is the law. So yeah, and then buying Sash Kata. Ça provoke reaction. But this way you inverted lila. Okay. We can see the 4-hour candle we open. We go higher first, and then now we are rejecting to go lower. And high déjà set. So they be high déjà set. Most of the time, nobody lower. But now nobody gonna target. That's the thing. Okay. Yes, keep dropping. It's nice. It's nice. NQ keeps dropping too. It's nice. And then yeah. Why am I just be late to the party? Got Tano Dila. 69,44.5. Bah, c'est une zone ça là. Check. Yep. 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 Ça pas just on can do pour the market là. Ça pas just on low on can do pour the market là monter. Nous market là monter, the retrace, OK? Nous gon retracement, expansion, nous vini vraiment close, expansion again. All right? Expansion again. So yeah, nous fin fort dans même oui. Nous fin fort dans même net oui. Nous fin fort dans même. On font garder ça qui passe dans zone ça là. Manipuler ça dans chouya. That's not. Well, that's not nice, but ça pas target non plus. React here, lower, drop lower. Okay. Kade mam gade pour nous, pour que ka gon target. And again, des pour passer misé pour garder pour joindre comme ça va gagner. Okay. So, if you take YM, just hold it and monitoring price, reduce your risk, and then let it drop, let it fly. And dis-nous, qu'est-ce que ça me fait dans ce genre de situation ça? Dis-nous qu'est-ce que ça me fait dans cette situation ça déjà. Par exemple, si moi j'ai une position qui est extrêmement nice et puis pas bien target, moi je dis soin pour les bagailles. Et puis bon, des bougettes à gérer sur qui était là. Non, nous fin plus fort passer là longtemps. Fin plus fort passer. Fin plus fort passer. So, exactement bougie 10h30 là, guys. Combien de fois vous me faites barrer ça devant nous? Quête. Combien de fois barrer ça arrive devant nous? OK? Mettons à Oli open. C'est même bagay avec daily context. Guys, c'est même bagay ensemble avec daily context, you know? So basically, the market just gonna have the open, and then, okay, and then just sometimes we're gonna keep. I mean, si ça son manipulation, nous allons aller higher, continuer à aller higher, and then si ça son target, nous continuer à aller, okay, nous continuer à aller higher. Après ça va manipuler pour nous drop, pour nous target. But the thing is, ou get une confirmation que high ou bien low journée en 7. Okay. Ou get une confirmation que high avec low journée en 7, which means quand qui côté high journée a formé, ça pas question pour kounya. But kounya, ou fin gen un candle 1 hour qui confirme que high en 7. Okay. Candle ça confirme high en 7, right? So now the next candle, ou besoin market lan aller higher first. Taper un concept, là go inverted H1, c'est pas concept nous utiliser. Taper un concept puis aller lower, mais en même temps tout basé en pile sur timing, OK? Basé en pile tout sur timing. Because si vous parlez former high hourly and then put drop lower, so 10h30 c'est definitely moment besoin confirmation high hourly en 7. 10h45 c'est dernier bout en bas. Ça veut dire dernier bout en bas. 15 dernières minutes yo, market là pas supposé dans la direction côté me vle aller. That's basically what happened here yesterday. Let me show you. Check it. Côté 10h du matin. Mais 10h du matin. Hein? OK. Par exemple, hier m'tap gade ça. Hier m'pas de live, en même temps tout m'pas de live. M'dé fait breakdown dans bonheur parce que m'dé gen pour me sortir. OK? So basically, that's the 10-hour opening. OK. First thing first, premier 5 minutes la market là gen bon bougie qui bon rejection des deux côtés. Ça a dans son signal que même si market là tap 7 high là, faut ta break en bas l'eau ça. Because premier ken doit montrer que bon pour gagner qu'a fait la rejection des deux côtés. OK. So basically maintain 30. So ou besoin sell mais bougie 10h 10h30 mais coûte market là ça veut dire ou expect hourly candle pour le fond bagay comme ça if you want a short ou besoin le fond bagay comme ça, OK, mais tout dimanche dit ou besoin le fond bagay comme ça, toute partie ça supposé fait dans 30 premières minutes yo. The best, j'aime dire 45 c'est the maximum, bah même 45 vraiment pas the best. The best is 30. The first 30 minutes, 30 minutes partie ça doit être en fin formé. Bougie 30 là, 30 35, 25 30 ou bien 35 40 au maximum, market non supposé déjà montrer que hourly high lan 7 la drop lower. Ça va fait. Nous allons finalement gain big movement ça again at 10:45, which is j'aime dire non 10:45 is dernier bout en bas mais pas ça me pire mais. And then market là nous qui gens just reject encore. OK? Et le fait que nous avons toute rejection, ça montre que market là beaucoup prêt pour aller to the downside. OK? And then, mais 11h qu'on y a. That's the hourly open. OK? Remember, ouvre les short. OK? On dit ouvre les sell, pas un problème. Ouvre les sell, pas un problème, ouvre les sell. So, that's the hourly open. Mais 11h. Mais 11h30 là, nous still là. Mais 11h45, nous still là. Alright. C'est nous là. Nous là. Mais midi. Midi, on dit qu'on les short, pas un problème. Midi, hourly open, move to the upside, 10h, midi 5, midi 5, midi 10, midi 10, midi 15, regarde un drop. Vieux bougie ça on pas aimer yo. Midi 15, midi 20, midi 20, midi 25, là market là regarde un alright. Ça ka potentially hourly high là qui set, tout ça me besoin faire qu'on a c'est aller lower. And then we drop lower. That's the same thing I just show you on NQ right here. Okay? So I want to short. Highland déjà set. Besoin market là retracer dans 1 hour and then drop lower. Pas un problème. As the opening. Okay? Drop nous aller higher first. Okay, pas un problème. This candle we drop. Okay? Pas un problème. This candle we drop. Pas un problème. I'm in the trade on YM, NQ, and ES. So you trade all of them today? It's crazy, bro. So, one sur tous les trois? Well, that's not something I recommend to do. Okay. But I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't recommend it. Coach la fait patience vin bozan mim. Well, yeah, you have no choice, bro. You have no choice. Ça aide li open yeah. You have no choice, bro. Being patient is not even a choice when you're a trader. It's a must. You have to be patient. Alors que nous-mêmes, naturellement, nous pas patient, oui. OK? Ça dit son travail ou alge pour faire sous tête ou pour venir patient. Son travail ou alge pour faire sous tête ou pour venir patient. Because nous pas patient. Modelant tout, pas setup pour nous patient. OK? Yo plus vendre nous bagay qui fait rapide avec monde kounya, yo plus vendre nous vidéo TikTok qui gagne 1 minute, OK? Nous on nan réussi dans 1 minute, en 30 secondes. Yo plus vendre nous parler, voyage pam, bagay ça yo plus vendre nous bagay qui ka réaliser rapide. Donc qui vient faire que naturellement pas passer, OK? And day-to-day life, m'a regardé moun comme si nous pas jamais camper pour une pause pour nous faire un bagay avec patience, you know. Nous tout tap courir. Nous tout temps non courir. OK, nous tout temps non courir. But trading qu'on y a, li pas care de tout ça non. Trading donc trading doesn't care, bro. You gotta be patient. Pas besoin qu'on soit pas le faire. Pas besoin qu'on ait qui soit pas le faire, qui on dit là encore. I don't remember, but gon façon qu'on dit bah ça va changer. So pas besoin qu'on soit pas le faire, but you gotta be patient. C'est une condition sine qua non dans trading. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. And problème moi encore c'est que gon pas quelqu'un qui fier le fait que dit pas patient. Ça veut dire que des monde n'a parlé, bon monde qui patient non moi même. Ça veut dire fier pas patient. Faut que veille. Ah, faut que vous veillez, oui. Oui, ou quand impatient. OK. Mais fier de limite sous lui. Ah, faut que vous veillez. Quand prend ba un moun nan ka là, ou quand prend ba un moun ap chercher lui pa ouais. Écoutez, m'gen patience. Même ba impatient, même bon moun qui gen patience. And we think it's normal. It's not. OK? Yo fait nous penser le normal, but li pas normal. That's why nous fier pour nous dire ça. Li pas normal. But yeah, montrez-nous, bah nous tips, montrez-nous que voilà, moi-même qui l'a avec nous, montrez-nous patience, ça veut dire que ça m'a dit nous pour nous faire yo, bah just dit nous pour nous faire yo, et puis moi-même non, quoi m'a fait pam. That's why I'm stream avec nous, that's why I'm fait appel avec nous, just montrer nous guys. Listen, ça m'a dit nous faire yo, tout. OK? And problème n'a vivre yo, m'te kon vivre tout. Et pas grand existe jusqu'à maintenant pas vivre. OK? Donc, yeah. And content, men, le fait qu'on dit qu'on vient patient qu'on y a, that's the real growth in trading. Okay? That's the real growth. Okay? The real growth is not like, well, the P&L, it's a growth. Right? I'm not gonna lie. Making money is good. But premier growth là, c'est dans sa poulie. Ça fait l'aime dire mon qui le wap checker sous fait progrès, c'est qui sort checker. Si le wap checker sous fait progrès, c'est semaine passée à me fait $1000, jeudi à me fait 10, semaine ça me fait 10 donc m'pas fait progrès. Wap mal checker. Façon wap checker était supposé, alright. M'te gen problème patience, problème patience ça fini. M'te gen problème FOMO, problème FOMO ça fini. M'te gen problème pas attendre je fait, problème ça fini. M'te gen problème oversize over leveraging, problème ça fini. That's the real growth because what's how depuis you travail, bro, money will come eventually. Money will come. Money will come. D'ailleurs, c'est growth ça, c'est progrès ça qui pour faire first, après ça pour venir dans account là, pas l'inverse. C'est pas l'argent pour venir dans account là, après ça pour venir patient. Non, c'est patient ou patient et puis l'argent pour venir dans account là. C'est comme ça lié. C'est comme ça lié. Alright? Eh bien, dès qu'on avec nous, hein? Et je vais rater 2 streams affilés. OK? So, nous analyser bagay yo dans grand plan, nous analyser bagay yo tout dans petit plan. Et again, genre de mouvement ça yo indiquer que nous en quelque sorte nous accumulation dans higher time frame. OK? Ça veut dire que pas gon manipulation qui fait et puis après ça pour gagner 1, pour gagner 2, pour gagner 3 bullish days. OK? Bien que moi mes conditions ça autour, pour moi être avec moi mes conditions ça autour because chaque manipulation ça a son opportunité. Mais là où you a fait comme ça qu'on est dans higher time frame, big time frame, nous censé à bagay. OK? So that's why I'm disant que il pas impossible pour opportunité prendre. Mais nous avons mis deux manipulation because nous manipulate reaction, manipulate reaction, and then nous avons mis là. I dit que oui nous avons fait day trading, nous avons fait scalping, but pas enough pour nous prendre gros ton position. OK? Moi je patient, l'aime dans trade soit pour le faire TP ou SL, mais depuis me fin font SL, me perdre contrôle tête moi dans revenge trade. OK, ça c'est ego qu'on y a. Ça c'est ego pour travail qu'on y a. And c'est exactement comme ça tout, Richard Macarius. Exactement comme ça tout. OK? A dit que et comme ça dit tout bon, moi été patient pour qui ça me perdit. C'est ça, c'est réflexion, c'est logique tête en bas ça que brain nous fait. OK? C'est logique tête en bas ça brain nous fait. Bro, I stayed patient. You dit moi patient and then wait patient and then why me perdit? Non, pas arrêter patient kounya pour me perdre kounya. Ego fait revenge trading and then sortant de a pendant m'a parler on a pas 40 encore. Pas 40 encore mon cher. That's ego right now. So kounya pour travailler ego c'est pour accepter randomness résultat. Yes, ou ka arrêter patient. Yes, ou ka fait tout ça pour faire yo. Ou ka arrêter fait tout ça. Rete fait tout ça libre rete fait pour faire stop loss man. And it doesn't matter bro, like trade fondamental, pas trade fondamental, whatever stratégie ou trade là ou faire stop loss. And même sous respecter tout bagay. Ça arrive pour faire stop loss. Ça arrive pour faire stop loss. And then kounya, lo fait stop loss pour connaître que okay, it's a probability career, ok? Trading son carrière qui base un peu sur probabilité. So, stop loss ça, c'est probably on dit par rapport avec data gain, moi ma 70% win rate ou bien I don't know, 50% win rate, I don't know. Eh bien, si ma 50% win rate, ça fait partie de 50% qui pas bon yo. That's basically what it means. Il pas ni plus ni moins que ça. So, con 70% win rate. So this trade is basically it's a part of the 30%. That's it. It's a part of the 30%. And just move on, bro. Just move on to the next trade. And the next trade, wait for the confirmation. Wait for everything. Let tout baga bien marcher, tout le monde ka respecter plan. OK? Let tout baga bien marcher, tout le monde ka respecter plan. Tout le monde ka respecter un plan, let tout baga bien marcher, c'est pas qui facile qui existe. OK? Qu'on y a c'est respecter un plan, les baga va bien marcher. C'est les ça qu'on est sous respecter plan vrai. C'est les ça qu'on est sous quoi plan vrai. Yep. Remontada, c'est un football lié. Yes. Yeah. Remontada, ça, c'est ego qui veut faire. C'est ego qui veut faire. C'est ego qui pas accepter perdre ça, qui pas accepter ou pas capable dire. OK? Qu'on y a li pas demander pour travailler sur lui. Personnellement, il y a des périodes moi accepter immédiatement, moi bailler tout moi-même et puis moi jouer moi faire SL quand là travailler dans chercher confirmer analyse moi. Yeah. Félicitations, m'a suivi depuis semaine passée, c'est l'autre dimension trading qu'a fait ici. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes. So, bon ici à nous pas apprécier. OK, bon ici à nous pas apprécier, bon ici à nous pas faire copy trading, bon ici à nous faire bail avec bon sens, avec logique, avec brain. Bon ici à nous faire bail je ne supposé faire. Fait bail je ne supposé faire. Fait bail propre. Ça ne va pas me mentir non. Bon, ça nous va dire mon nan 3 mois y a gete kapi y a gete ka al Dubai etc. Men sak sot rive matin, semble mi se de ordinateur laptop mwen parce li la ba la, j'aime sot boule ya. Yo souvent dit que master a échoué plus fois que étudiant même essayé. OK? That's why m'ba j'aime trip sou moun. Peut-être nan façon parler, on ne gade pas ma bay blague, but m'ba j'aime trip sou moun nan sens ça. It's because m'kon sa moun nan dure parce que m'vive li tout. OK? M'kon sa moun nan dure parce que m'vive li tout. So, yeah. Ba de laptop mwen men m'kone exactement a ki sa nan fè face. That's why I'm souvent di moun yo parler because ba pal riou. Ba pal riou bien trip sou ou bien ba pal fò sent sou honte. Just do OK, men sak pou fèt. Balentage 4 sa whole price and then nou ap gen verdid la. That's the new hourly open. So sa y tout problem market lan ka koze lo pa gen target. That's why m'di ke wala, so ap entre réduire so. Réduire so, buy market lan plus espace, buy market lan plus temps, etc. etc. Because ou gen yon bagay essentiel que ou pa gen. Moi personnellement automatiquement m'ba gen target, presque commencer fermer tout bagay man la kay. But c'est un plaisir pour me avec nous, guys. Okay, it was a pleasure to be here with you. We've learned we've learned a lot of things. People passed their challenges and we had some TP. And congratulations to everybody. You know, congratulations to Favinsley. Congratulations to Moonlight TFTP. Tout le monde qui fait TP yo. Pas songer non t'es là t'allais aïe. Et Philistin, congratulations and n'après dimanche 7h PM, moi espérer bon Dieu bon la santé et pour me capable présent avec nous. N'après dimanche, bye bye tout le monde.